How the government uses connotation to attempt to control how you think. One way the government attempts to control how you think of issues is by using the term minor. So let's talk about the double standard the government has in place where the age of adulthood is 18 but the drinking age is 21. When you reach the age of 18 in all aspects, you are no longer a minor in any way. But if you were to attempt to purchase, or if someone were to purchase alcohol for you and you were over 18 but under 21, then that would be considered purchasing alcohol for a minor, even though you're not a minor. This is an instance of the government using the connotation of the word minor to attempt to control how you think of this issue. Because when you think of this word, you likely imagine an innocent child. This is also similar to how the government uses the word criminal for a similar purpose. While more broad of an example than the previous one I gave, anyone who breaks the law can be deemed a criminal. Anyone from a murderer and a rapist, to an adult who smokes weed, to someone like Martin Luther King Jr. who went on a crime spree and broke the racist laws of his time. When you imagine a criminal, you probably imagine someone in a ski mask breaking into houses. At least that's what I imagine. Yet the same word with the same connotation can be used against a murderer and a rapist. In the same way, it can be applied to Martin Luther King Jr. in this instance. Even though these examples are obviously and completely different from one another. There are plenty of examples of the government doing this. I just thought I would express to you all in this part of the video just how many instances of such language being used by the government in this manner. And as yet another example, kidnapping and slavery are words with a generally negative connotation, not only, but nonetheless also used by the government with the purpose of describing certain crimes involving the non-consensual taking of an individual in one manner or another. But when the government does more or less the same thing as the words I mentioned previously in its Department of Justice, another connotative word that I will get into soon, it describes what it is doing with words with a more justified connotation, such as incarceration and possibly detention as well. Now let's get into the other word or words that I was describing. You know, the term Department of Justice. The government in this case is using a word with a very positive connotation to phrase a department that traps its prisoners so that you are more likely to see what they are doing as justified, as opposed to naming it the Department of Kidnapping and Slave Labor, or even something a little bit better sounding, like the Department of Incarceration or the Department of Detention. Despite all of the above meaning basically the same exact thing. Another example that I can think of as of now is the word bail. Bail is the word the government uses to describe the temporary release of a person awaiting trial with payment, as opposed to the use of the worst sounding extortion. The purpose of me making this video was just for me to share my thoughts that I want to share, as well as to get people thinking about how wordplay can control how you think, and specifically how the government does so.
I couldn't have done it without your help.
Even if you disagree with me, I'd be more than happy to hear your thoughts down in the description below, and to receive any constructive criticism that any of you all might have. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate you all taking the time to watch this video.